that we need to continue to stand strong to defend everybody's rights and freedoms.
Hey guys, how you doing today? I know it's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, sorry about that. There's a video in my future probably explaining my absence. And I apologize for the wind that you're about to hear in this video, but yeah, I might explain why I've been absent for such a long period of time. I'm trying to decide on how much information I'm willing to disclose about that, and trying to figure out how to do it. And that might be something in the future there that we could discuss. Suffice it to say, YouTube has ended up costing me a lot, and yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, let's go for a walk down here. But today's video is because I watched something the other day. Christian Firths at the bar, and yes, I watched the whole thing as it was happening. But again, I have another video in mind for that one. It's really gonna, I don't know how well it's gonna go over with people, but it is what it is. I really was working on that video when I stumbled across something. And it starts with this clip.
I now ask the Sergeant at Arms to admit Mr. Firth at the bar of the House.
At Arms to admit Mr. Firth at the bar of the House.
Yeah, I know that doesn't seem like something that, looks pretty innocuous. But that gentleman, the Sergeant at Arms there, he's a hero. He's a hero to Canada. And he's a hero to our Parliament. Remember this moment. I remember it. I remember it clearly. I was after an armed man ran into our parliament. And this sergeant at arms did what he had to do to save our parliament. And the man deserves all that applause. But you see, there's something else about this man that rang in my head. Because during the convoy, he made comments. Let me show you. Very similar comments to another police officer had made. Actually, a couple of police officers. More comments that rang true. Here, let's have a little montage of them. Yeah, it's only 2 little comments, so here, let's watch them.
Hi, I'm Constable Alana Golisha with the Edmonton Police Service. Just wanted to record this video for fellow police officers in Ottawa, whether it's like city police or CMP. You have been asked a lot right now. You've been asked to be leaders and make your decision in a situation that it's hard for everyone. When I joined this job, I joined it to protect, to save, and to learn. To learn about the law, the forensic science, and about people. There's a lot of psychology going on here. When I was doing my investigations on impaired like driving, even if my supervisor stopped an impaired driver and made his own decision that the driver was impaired by drugs or alcohol, I was not allowed to take over the file or just assume that the driver was impaired. I had to make my decision based on my observations and information that I saw. I had to make my own decision. It's like as any other investigation, based on thorough collection of facts and evidence, and then making a subjective decision based on your experience, your knowledge, the person's history, what you're supposed to do. It's a subjective decision every time. And I've never been told to follow unlawful orders. I've been always reminded by my supervisors, always question unsafe orders. Ask us questions if you think the orders are unlawful. And that's, I think, our job is. Thank you, truckers, for standing up for all of us, the Canadians, the people who live in Canada. I chose this country because I wanted to be free. Over the last 17 years, I've been asked many times by my fellow police officers and public why I moved to Canada. I moved here by myself. And the only answer I had, very short and straight, I wanted to be free. My heart was being broken every day. When I saw that the very freedom that I moved to Canada for has been taken away, and people, Canadians who lived here, who were born here, they were not recognizing that. I fought here. I fought to come here to have it. And it was very difficult to see it to be taken away. Thank you, truckers. Thank you, farmers. Thank you, people with open hearts and clear minds for standing up. The police officers when we could not stand up for you. I know it's clear in my mind the decision I will make when I am asked to follow an unlawful order. I'm for freedom of choice, for freedom of conscience, for freedom of speech, for freedom of expression, for freedom of communication, and I am to serve, protect, and to help out you people in Canada. Thank you.
I really wanted to give a shout out to all the truckers. I think what you guys are doing is incredible. You're fighting for our rights and freedoms, and right now it feels like we're a little bit at war and those rights and freedoms are at stake. So you guys are honestly true heroes. What you're doing is just incredible. I will be in Ottawa when you guys roll in. I'm going to be speaking on behalf of Police on Guard, and we are thrilled and honored to be able to be there. I can't wait to meet you guys. Hope to talk to a lot of you in person. Anyway, just wanted to give you guys a shout out and some support, and keep rolling, and we'll see you in Ottawa.
You see, there's a big difference here though. You see, Mr. Vickers, Sergeant at Arms, did not get punished. No. He didn't get punished for his comments. But yet, other officers did, for making their choices.
My name is Rick Abbott. I'm a current serving member of a major police agency in the province of Alberta that will remain nameless here today. If you can't tell, my partner here, some of you may recognize her from a recent video. I'll let it go with also works for a major police service in Alberta that will remain nameless here. We're on a little bit of thin ice up here doing this, but so are you out there. The reason why we're here today is because of you. We're current police officers here. Elena's probably going to get in a little bit of trouble for a little bit of video that she did. But I think everybody across the nation knows that the risk that she took was well worth the effort.
They all paid the price, along with some, but didn't even do anything wrong.
Durham Regional Police Officer has been ordered to work 60 unpaid hours after pleading guilty to 1 count of discreditable conduct. The charge against Constable Clayton Harnham stems from an Instagram post he shared in support of his wife, Durham Police Constable Erin Howard, who posted this video of herself on Twitter last January, delivering a message of support for the Freedom Convoy while wearing her uniform. In Constable Harnham's Instagram post, he urged people who support his wife to reach out to Durham's police chief. The post included the chief's email address.
Windsor police officer must go to work for 80 hours and not get paid to do his job. This is the penalty handed down today to Constable Michael Briscoe for donating to the Freedom Convoy. Our Michelle Molesky has the details.
Constable Michael Jason Briscoe must forfeit 80 hours to the Windsor Police Service. It means he will have to go to work on scheduled days off and not get paid to do his job. It's his penalty for 1 count of discreditable conduct. Constable Briscoe admitted to donating $50 to the Freedom Convoy in Ottawa. His online donation was made in February 2022, 2 days after Ottawa police declared a state of emergency. At the time, Constable Briscoe was off on unpaid leave of absence for not fulfilling the force's COVID-19 vaccination policy. Constable Briscoe betrayed the trust of his fellow officers, the community, and the Windsor Police Service. Adjudicator Morris Elvers wrote in his penalty decision released Thursday. The donation, which was made, was in total opposition to the hard-working police officers from across the province who worked day and night to keep the peace in Ottawa.
Our position is that clearly it's not what we had asked for in our sentence. However, it is also not what Mr. Amio asked for either.
Miles argued Constable Briscoe believed he wouldn't be able to return to work and as such saw his donation with his own money as a civilian act. When asked if they are considering an appeal of the conviction and penalty, this is all Miles will say.
Everything always has been on the table from the beginning. As you're well aware, we began this with an application that we were seeking Mr. Briscoe to be seen as a civilian at the time in the first place. So we are keeping all of our options on the table.
Constable Briscoe declined to comment, as did David Amio, the lawyer for the Windsor Police Service. In Windsor, Michelle Molesky.
But because they stood against this government and their ideals, and they stood with the ideals of freedom, freedom of association, freedom of speech, Charter of Rights and Freedoms, they stood with Canadians over the Prime Minister's ideals. They got punished as well. Now, some of you could say that Mr. Vickers' comments were made on his Twitter account and not in official uniform. This is true. They were. How do you know he wasn't in uniform at the time? I don't know. Look at the timestamp of the tweet. Was he at work that day? Was he at work at that moment? I don't know. Not my call. But he still made the announcements and didn't get punished for the comments he made. It's kind of ironic, the hypocrisy that this government speaks.
I think we know and we've seen repeatedly the extent to which any opposition in Russia is either marginalized or, quite frankly, executed. What happened to Alexei Navalny demonstrates that for all that Putin pretends to be strong, he's actually a coward. To execute one's political opponents, to quash dissent by using police and military, to make sure there is no opposition, is the mark of a weakling, not a mark of someone who is confident in his own position.
And yet, admonishes those who speak out against them. Isn't it just ironic? Yeah, let's turn around and go back. Whew. These waves are a little much. But they admonish everybody, you know, who stand in support of the trucker convoy. Officers having to give up free time, unpaid labor, losing their jobs, demotions, and all that jazz. But Vickers received none of that for speaking out and telling the government, maybe you need to go listen to these people. It never occurred to them to admonish Kevin Vickers. Was it because he was a hero? Nah. I bet you that's not it. I bet you this is the reason.
Today, I'm announcing that I will seek the leadership of the Liberal Party of New Brunswick. Thank you, everyone.
You see, that would be why he never got admonished. Because, well, he is a liberal. And liberals protect their own, right? Yeah. Just goes to show the way government works. It's not what you know, and the rights you stand for. It's who you know. Welcome to the Fringe. Welcome to the Fringe.